Well, welcome in everyone to Friday's edition of this week's pin views that we've been doing. I want to thank everybody for tuning in live stream and everyone who catches +7, that's everyone on YouTube who watches in the archives. Most of my pin content can be found on Instagram. You can check me out there at the Pin Pirate, the same _ name, and I put a lot of the information there because that's the easiest place to find the makers and distributors of these lovely pieces of art. So if you aren't subscribed on YouTube, please do that. I appreciate all feedback, comments, questions, requests, otherwise. If you are interested in having a pin reviewed, just contact me one way or the other via my DMs or comment me and we'll get together somehow and I'll figure out how to make that happen for you. If you'd like that, I would be more than happy to tell the world what I think about your pin. I think we got beat around the bush a little bit yesterday on that, but I'm happy to review your pin if you want to give it to me. So tonight on the stream is going to be very chill. We're listening to classical KUSC. I like to keep it very mellow on a Friday. And we're going to be talking about two of my favorite makers that I've been collecting now for a long time, their work. They're two of the makers that I originally first kind of sparked my fire in wanting to collect these pins, and that is the man PB and Rolling Death Maui, who I have a collection of their pins here, which I'll show off a little closer in a little while, and then some new pins from both of them, which we have on the board here to review, including work from Pinche's Pins, which we'll talk about right here, and then a pin I got from another spoil from the Lowdown Pins release giveaway from Atomic Pins, this Pickle Rick, this Ultimate Pickle Rick. And I also pulled out a few of my favorite daddy pins since it is Father's Day weekend, and I thought I could show off. That's where I really wasn't ready. I had just gotten done doing a little bit of work, because you know you're ready 99% of the time to do this anytime. Like my days right now, I could do this anytime, but I know a lot of people aren't ready during the day to do this, so I do this when I can. And now is when I can. I think that everyone else can too, but this afternoon got a little bit away from me, so I'm sorry for being late, and I hope that you can forgive me for any of my tardiness. I'm very punctual usually, so it's one of those things. I don't do this for anything but the love of it. So the love of it demanded me to, for quality's sake of the stream, push it a little bit so that I could put some daddy's pins up. I don't have the makers off the top of my head, but I'll do the best to call them out when we roll call them and show them off. But yes, and then I'm also going to talk about, I wanted to originally talk about shipping on today's stream, but I haven't been able to do as thorough research as I've wanted to on the topic to be able to expressly and confidently disseminate it to you all. I've gotten a little bit of input from a few different makers whom I very much appreciate your input on it, and anybody else who's got any tips, come my way. I'm going to do a big discussion about it sometime during one of next week's streams once I feel I've gotten my ducks in a row, so to speak, with my talking points on it. But tonight we're going to talk about communication and the maker's communication for the collector, and vice versa, collectors who trade with each other, and in turn the collector's ability to appropriately, respectfully, and I think timely, the timing in which a collector responds to a problem, an issue that they're having with a maker's pen, and that maker's in turn response. How that cycle of communication can enable this community to be better, we'll get into that a little bit later too. Limelight Design says shipstation.com done, LOL. Okay, so I guess that's the end of the discussion then. I didn't think it was that simple from what Big Beauty and others have been discussing, but there you have it. Limelight Design says shipstation.com and you're done. So check that out, but I'm still going to do another topic discussion about it at some point, and you can by all means chime in when we do that. What am I forgetting in the moment? So I've been getting some good pins in the mail, but I'm trying to save everything for other streams. But I'll tease some pins here. I got this dope little guy. I call him Captain Wicket from Nebula Starship. We're gonna do that next week. I also got my Scolari Brothers in. So you're getting little teasers here, but we'll do that next week. Got some cool stuff from BB Create, which we'll tease next week. Or we'll do next week. Another quick tease. Quickie. So yeah, and it only builds because guess what? There's mail tomorrow, but there's no stream, so that can only mean more potential pins to review next week over the weekend. How exciting. Yes, please message me later about any ideas you have on shipping that I can help spread the use of. There we go. Shall we get into the reviews, I guess? Let's just start that since we got everybody here. Let's start with PB. So when I originally started collecting pins, I believe it was the 80s Wolverine that really first attracted me. I found that through hashtags, and he has this 80s Wolverine here that I really dug because this is the Wolverine that I grew up with, Logan. And then I discovered that he also at the time had a Jay Dilla tribute pen. So these two were originally what drew me to PB. But during this discovery, I discovered the pen that I'm going to review today, this Daria Addams. So it's Daria crossed with Wednesday. And it's one of my all-time faves. And this is the second run of this pen that he's done, soft enamel, single post. What a absolutely poetic marriage of brooding youth, Daria and Wednesday. It is, you know, if I was still a teenage boy and knew what I know now, knew then, that would be my ultimate babe right there. So, you know, I was really upset when I learned back then that this pen had been sold out for quite some time and I had no chance of getting it. And I begged and pleaded him to reprint it. To which he redesigned it instead and created a Daria Chola Addams right here, which I'll show you more in depth, instead, and released this, which I got and I'm happy with. I don't hate this pen. This isn't a pen that I particularly dislike because it's you, PB, and I like you, and I like this design, but I love that you repressed regular Daria Addams, and I can't thank you enough for doing that because now my collection of Darias is complete. I was missing this. There's some other Darias out there, but I think I have the best Darias now. I think I have the best Daria collection that I can have currently in the form in which I'm collecting her. There are other ones with Jane and Trent and like on her own is mashed up with other things, but not things that I particularly enjoy. Arms crossed, amazing. Attitude, give it to me. So happy to add Wednesday Morgendorfer to the collection with my other Darias. So I also have Hello Sailors Zombie Daria to go with my other Darias. Soft enamel single post. I'll tag all these later as usual. And then coloring pens, I believe. Coloring pens does this Zaria. It's a mashup of a protesting African-American Daria. Pretty dope, right? And pull back a little bit. Not really seeing that too well, is it? There we go. That's a little better. I'm delayed on my feed, so if you're writing to me any messages and I get them late, I apologize. I'll answer them as soon as I can when I get them. So next up, I'll review the other pen that's been out for a while before we get to the unreleased ones from him, is the Homecoming collab he did of Miles Morales' Spidey glove in the piece form. So it's soft enamel, single post, black enamel with red inlay on the metal, I believe. Red dyed metal. I also have the regular Spidey red, which I will show to you now. On the post with it. So now I got both. I'm not even that huge of a Spider-Man fan. I just like your work on him, of him. I like these. And these are going to be perfect for when Homecoming comes out in a month. Oh, no. I hate when that happens. Single post, guys. Can't reiterate it enough. These pins with single posts, they're not as secure. I need more security. Por favor. That's all I ask. I want to keep your pins as quality as long as possible. So next up, 2 pins that he released at the Patches and Pins Expo that I don't believe he has up on his site yet and are not for sale, so I feel very special as I have them as an exclusive review here that no one else pretty much has unless you were at the expo or are a friend, I'm sure. The first I'm going to do is his Batman Joker soft enamel single post yin yang, and I asked him about it, inspiration, and I was going to tell him what I thought of it and then ask him, but I asked him first and he hit the nail on the head of exactly what I imagined this being for. In the world of Batman, there is no more symbiotic relationship than the Joker and the Dark Knight, and one does not exist without the other, and that's exactly what he said to me as to why he made this pen. And I think that any Batman fan would agree that this is a must-have because of that reason. I haven't seen any other pen like this in that way, and I'm a big Zen guy, so yin and yang of good and evil, all that. Pretty sick pen. Look at the grooves. The colors are great. It's very well done. This should be up soon. Maybe you can tell me right now when it's going to be released, but I got it and you don't. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. It'll be there for you soon, guys. Then, when he released the first variant of this pen, I nearly shat myself out of excitement because I said, well, there's something I felt like I should have seen but haven't seen yet. And this was one of those pens that was like, well, I gotta have it, no brainer. And then when I was at the show, I saw that he had made the second DeLorean from Back to the Future Part 3, which of course has a movable door. So we'll check that out a little closer, but I'll show you the other one first. Probably a few weeks, he says, on the Batman pen. Okay. Check back on his Instagram for more updates, I'm sure. Maybe he'll give me a teaser as to the drop date on, we'll do it on the stream. So the door flaps, how cool is that? I believe it's glow in the dark on the blue paneling area. He can confirm that for me right now. Sick, soft enamel, grooves, double posted, all the way down to the details in the back. You know, great Back to the Future pen that is a must-have for any Back to the Future pen collector. I will also now show off the first DeLorean, which the difference here is clear. It's in the tires, really. But, you know, you tell me what else you see different. Yes, very fire, vending machine death, I agree. And now here's both of them. Who wants to go on a trip in time? I got 2 of them. I doubt either of these can get up to 88 miles per hour, though. Let's just sit in awe of these. The orange, I see the orange is different in the top hood area. The hood is different. Yeah, the hood is different. Yes, the hood and the engine. Yes, I see all that. Yes. So dope, dude. It is so dope. Very happy to have not one, but 2, both variants of this now in the collection. Nice chatting with you, PB, at the show. It was really great getting to meet you and talking about your stuff. I look forward to more stuff from you, including the Wonder Woman whatever. What's just coming? I saw that. We're going to show that off in the drops later. So I'm very excited about that. So let's show off some more of PB's pins, shall we, real quick? Here. So, these are his Jumpman, which he's famous for. We got a Jumpman cable, soft enamel, double posted, and a Thanos Jumpman, soft enamel, double posted. I like both of these a lot. We got Batman, 90s Batman cartoon from the Fox series. While Szechuan Effects is releasing the movie variant, PB's out here releasing the cartoon variant, and God love him for it, because we all grew up with that. Of course, Dilla and Wolverine, which I showed off a little bit earlier, a little closer there. Dilla and Wolverine. Soft enamel, all soft enamel. I asked PB about his decisions of soft versus hard enamel, and he told me that he experimented and he just likes the feel overall of soft enamel, and for what he's doing, it serves its purpose. He didn't really go much more into that, and I don't think he needed to, because it's a matter of just personal preference. So there's Chola Daria. I love her little cut-off midriff shirt. You can see her belly. The Dilla pen is by the man we're talking about right now, PB, who's in the room. You can check his stuff out on his page. I don't know if there's any more of these in stock, though, guys. That could be a sold-out pen. Now, look, in the infancy of your days, PB, I know it was early, but I would say to you now, and whenever you were making this Dilla pen, the white could have been cut out for me. And I know that's probably a really tough cutout for you as a maker, but I could have really used a cutout on that, and that's it. But you know, hey, do you see me not owning the pen, or not even wearing it? I wear it all the time. Love it. Ninja Turtles by PB2. So there you go. There's my PB collection, and my other Darias here, of course. All right. I know we switched up the camera angle there, but I think you guys got the picture. You just flip your camera around. I mean, we're all watching on our mobile device, I would imagine. I hope so. So now in between PB, let's talk about the other two pins before I get to the Rolling Death. The first is Pinche's Pins, who did a pre-order roundup of this, and really communicated, which we'll get into, well, their intentions for this pin. They let people vote on it. They had a very big discussion about which colors to do and which versions, and they decided to do all 4 colors and all 4 versions. The overwhelming response demanded it. So I have another pin by them, which is a booty pin that is in the vein of a rainbow pride theme. So that's another kind of thing that they do in terms of, they also have ass. I don't just mean lips, I guess is what I'm getting at. So yeah, Pinches is in the house. So this is soft enamel, double posted, gold metal. Good feel, no backing, stamp I mean. I don't believe it's a limited pin though, but you could clarify that for me. Basic backing card, just the theme, so it's an A backing card. And yeah, all their information's on the back of it. But I have the Peachy James lips, the die by day, so I had to have the black lips to add to that. I just like a good lip bite. Look at me and bite your lip. I'm yours. Not really though, but I mean that's my, you know, you get what I'm saying. Very sexy. I love it. Can't wait to wear it. Next, we got this Pickle Rick from Atomic Pens, soft enamel, double posted. Got his stamp on the back here. Atomic Pens, good stuff over there. Got a lot of Labyrinth stuff. Got some Rick and Morty stuff. Got a cool Zelda, some video game stuff too. But it's got a it's just got an A backing card for Atomic Pens. Pretty cool though. It's got a rat thing on it, and you'll see that when I hold it up close. This is the Pickle Rick. That's the ultimate Pickle Rick from first episode of season 3. Tell me if you can get a good view of that. Sorry, guys. There we go. I think we got it now. Like the color in this, like the detail and the grooves. Detail in the grooves are cool in the gun, and the legs, the thigh muscles. I mean, just overall really good artwork and well done in terms of the adaptation of this into a pen. So thanks so much for this on the down low pins win. Appreciate that, Atomic Pens. Thank you. Last but not least, when it comes to what we're reviewing tonight, Rolling Death Maui. So if you don't know Rolling Death Maui, they operate out of Maui, and they are a bunch of crass, good-humored, I feel like snarky but caring, no bullshit guys. From the drift I catch out of their newsletters, their Instagram feed, the pins they make, the overall vibe they cast my way when I discuss things with them. So they do all kinds of vulgar, very offensive pins that I love. Obviously, you know that that's my thing. So I had to have a few of their other pins before I ever got to. Oops, sorry. We do this on a window, so you know we kind of get caught up in that. Oh my goodness gracious! Gotta let the light in. There, is that more light? I feel like that's good. Let's let some light on. So, anyway, Rolling Death. Their typical thing is movable yet vulgar pins. They do work with tattoo artist Ian Parkin from the UK. They do a lot of Hawaiian culture pins, which I think is very cool to represent where you're from and your own culture and what they are involved in day to day. They showcase the landscape. They make fun of grommets and other tourists and stuff. It's all around good fun. I feel like they have good humor, and you know, in the pin making game, that's what you want. So before I talk about the Rick and Morty Mulan Szechuan Teriyaki variant pin that they did, which is one of their only cartoon pins that they've ever done. Really, they don't really get into cartoon pins, and they made it known in their newsletter when they released this pin. That it isn't something they typically do, but one of the creators got the idea from his nephew because they love it, and there we go. We got a Rolling Death Maui Mulan Szechuan Teriyaki sauce pin to go along with the others that exist in the world. I was discussing it with them, and I was told that there will be no more Rick and Morty pins out of Rolling Death Maui. So if you want their only Rick and Morty pin, I suggest you hop on it. They only made 20 of these. Yeah, 20. So I have 2 of 20. Oh, PB says they did an earlier collab. That's cool. I dig that. Shifty, what's up? Welcome in. Electric Ferrari for Ferret Ink. Yeah, okay. Sorry. It's hard to see sometimes. It won't scroll right. So Rolling Death. The first Rolling Death pen I ever got was this Critters pen, and it is now long sold out. But I'm a big fan of Critters. I used to work at New Line Cinema, and it's one of my all-time favorites growing up as a kid, horror movies. And originally I saw some other pen with an apron on and it said Meat is Murder or something, and I was like, well, this can't be the only Critters pen out there. There has to be a better Critters pen. And I looked it up, and there, and behold, was this Critters pen from Rolling Death Maui. And so I bought it. I had to have it. Rolling Death, rollingdeathmaui.com. Single posted. Silver nickel. Then they went ahead and had to release the Sharon Stone pen, which is single posted and movable. Sharon Stone's hairless vagina for everyone, for all the world to see. This was a no-brainer must-have. Movie fan, vulgarity factor. This is one of my all-time favorites. Long sold out now. Rolling Death Maui. With that, I got the Shaka Pakalua. I think that's how you pronounce it. Movable, what I showcased last night on the original pins. And I got these 4 here. This, of course, is Falcor from Neverending Story. Single posted. Same. They're all kind of the similar. Soft enamel, a lot of soft enamel. These Ian Parkin designs here. Okay, soft enamel, single post. And the Chun-Li sold out. Sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Sold out, Leia. I've featured Leia before. This is movable. Okay. This is one of the most offensive pins in the world right now. Everybody hates them for this pin. Yep, I want to do it a lot. So they got a lot of grief for this when Carrie Fisher died, but this pin has been out long before Carrie Fisher died. So, and I had this pin long before Carrie Fisher died. So, Carrie Fisher, if you're up there, I know you're enjoying me doing this right now. I know she is. She loves it. I'm going to keep doing it because I know someone out there is going to watch this and be so offended. I'm going to get so many comments for this. The faster I go, the more I do it. Oh my God. And you know what she's looking at? You know what she's looking at? She's looking at those lovely brown titties right there. I know, I'm getting very vulgar, but it's Friday night and we're chill. We're no chill on this. So, Rolling Death butter. Woo! It's a magnet, it moves. How sick is that, right? Had to have that. Kenny Powers, of course. The panty dropper. And then last but not least, we have Inspector Gadget, which moves. I believe they still have some Inspector Gadget, but that's single post, soft enamel. I could have used a cutout there, but that's okay. Look, there's Rolling Death. They don't give a fuck. Last but not least, they were really kind enough. They did this printing of this In-N-Out cup that they had got a cease and desist on. And a long time ago, they said they were going to throw it in with an order, and I was like, oh, I just ordered something. They were like, oh, bro, we got you. We'll send you one. I was like, thank you. I live in Southern California. This is dope. I got to have it. So this is a limited edition. You probably can never get this In-N-Out cup from Rolling Death. So these are all my Rolling Death pins. Rolling Death Maui. I'm a proud owner of all these Rolling Death pins, all these PB pins. Two of my favorite, absolute favorite makers out there. If you guys don't know them, now you do. I highly suggest you check out their work, and if anything tickles your fancy, support them, pick up their stuff, let them know that they need to keep going with their, you know, imaginative weirdness, because I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. So, yeah. Let's talk about the Szechuan pin. First of all, the backing card is supreme. It's summer, topless. How can you go wrong with this backing card? A++ backing card. It's pretty firm too. It's good card stock, so it's not going anywhere and it's collectible. Okay? It's single hinged, single posted. Alright? Soft enamel. And on the inside, it actually has Rick's face, if you can see that, in the sauce, like he's drinking it. Good detail on that. I want to make sure that I can see it here. Yes. Love the blue color and the tan sauce. And it just feels fun to hold. It's like he's drowning in the McNugget sauce. You know what I mean? It's fun. Just another, I mean, I feel like this, it's kind of wild, but I like variants of certain things. And I wasn't going to be big on the, like I said, on the sauce stuff at first, but damn, if these two aren't pretty fucking badass. This one and the Pen Pal Club one. So now I got the Pen Pal Club and the Rolling Death Maui one. I'm going to hold on to that other one of these and see where those go. And wait to see what the market determines on that pin. So, there you have it. PB and Rolling Death Maui for your viewing pleasure. Now, lastly on the showcasing of pins, we'll talk about my daddy pins down here. I pulled out some of my obvious and not so obvious. So on the far left for you is Thomas Wayne from Farts by Dallas. He did this hard enamel variant where Thomas Wayne survives and Bruce dies and he becomes Batman. And this is very well done. It's got a great It's got a good stamp on the back. It's got double post. It's got laser numbering in the limited edition, and it is sold out. So, Thomas Wayne for Father's Day there. Next up, I got Ned Flanders mashed up with Walt White. Pretty obvious one from, I forget, MH Incredible, I think. MK Incredible. Could be wrong. Doesn't have a back stamp, single post, soft enamel. Two great dads. Do anything for their families. Next, I got Gomez Addams. Double posted, in a set. I forget the name of this brand, but I'll find it for you. Who doesn't love Gomez? One of the all-time great dads. Gomez Addams. Next up, we got, man, now I can't remember his name, from Vice Principals. The Vice Principals version of Kenny Powers. You know who I'm talking about. Danny McBride. Good dad, loves his daughter, but his daughter doesn't love him. Then I got this soft enamel Don Drape, double posted. Yeah, Alex, DMC, that's right, thank you. Thank you, PB. There's Walt White and Ned Flanders is Alex DMC. Don Draper loves his kids, not his wife so much. I don't know if he even loves his kids so much, really. He loves Sally. Next up, Hank Hill from Grandpa's Lockbox. Double posted. This is the first pressing of this. Glitter in the smoke. Nice back stamp. Yep, just trying to make sure you get a good view of these. And last but not least, our man Dexter Morgan from Duncan Artworks. The Bay Harbor Butcher himself. Loves his kids. Loves them. That's why he lived. That's why he killed. At the end there. Protect that family. Loves his sister. Good dad, Dexter Morgan. Love the blood splatter on this. This is soft enamel with epoxy coating. Double posted with a nice backing there from Duncan. Pretty strong. So I'll post all the makers later, exactly, and be a little more precise. Getting into communication. You know, this is a topic that I think should be kind of obvious to many, but I don't think is, because I think that common sense went out the window a long time ago when it comes to customer service. The more information, the better. I'll keep it simple. The more information, the better. When you're describing a pen, in your Instagram posts, in your shop pages, when you're advertising the actual product itself, I need it to tell me if it's soft or hard, if it's double, single post, if it comes with rubber clutches, butterfly clutches, metal, if it's dyed metal, if it's if it has cutouts, glow in the dark, glitter, all the features you can name and tell me about it, how big it is, epoxy coating or not, anything. When you're talking about your shipping, when you're talking about your standards of quality and what we should expect as your customer and or a patron, it always helps if you clearly label things like your shipping expectations and where you're shipping from, the normal time it should take instead of this bland expect 4 to 6 weeks, blah, blah, blah. That offends me, especially when you're charging $5 for shipping and I live in the same state as you. It makes me think what you're trying to pull on me is something no short of extortion, because your pen is already $12 and then your shipping is $5, so it's $17 for one fucking soft enamel pen with no detail about it or anything, it makes me wonder where your heart is and where your intention is and what you're really doing this for. And this all comes back to kind of a theme that I keep discussing in every stream, but it's all connected. It's an interconnected theme of quality control. And I want to just, plainly express the fact that as a collector, the more I know about your product, the better, and the more value that it gives you a product and your brand. Okay? And I don't know whether you would agree with this or not, but your reaction to an issue is directly correlates to your overall reputation. And the moment you have a negative reaction to somebody who's plainly stating something, or you take your time getting back to them on it, and you delay a response to someone who's concerned about a product they invested money in that was maybe a special order that has special qualities about it that you can't reproduce, and if it got lost in the mail, you can't reproduce something that you only made the special quantity for. So how can you promise to return that, and then you mischarge them? All these things, you have to be accountable and more thorough with the tracking and having forethought to be prepared in case something goes wrong. You shouldn't bank on it, but you should always have a contingency, I think, is important. I'm not getting many comments on this. I'm sure there's be a lot of opinions on this. I thought there would be, but I am, having a lot of people come to me and tell me, well, do you know this person? Do you know that person? Have you had a problem with them? Have you had a problem with... I've had a problem with a few people, and I've mentioned them in another who I have problems with, and that's what kind of started this, was a problem that I had with a maker who didn't give a fuck, plainly. Somebody who didn't give a shit, and their response is all I needed to know. They had told me I could send it all back as long as it's the same packaging and everything. I was like, you know what, fuck you guys. You should have sent me something in way of a gift certificate or refunded me totally outright. I don't want your product anymore. Don't you understand? It's going to cost me more to send it back to you than it will to get me a refund. So just give me my $20 back and we'll call it a day, and I'll keep your name out of my mouth and you keep it the fucking same, right? But these makers that live in other countries or that live in, places where they're shut off from a community that doesn't engage like we are trying to here, it shows your intention and your agenda. And we don't do intention or agenda here other than fun and camaraderie. So you're barking up the wrong fucking tree. Sorry to be so plain about it and very pointed, but it's plain and simple, Like, I don't like when other people are taken advantage of, especially consumers who are wasting money. We're wasting money on little things that make us happy that we maybe can get more for later, but mostly just because they make us happy. Right? Let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. You're gonna tell me I'm gonna waste my money on making myself happy with your shitty product? No way. Or your shitty reputation or customer service or any of that, the whole nine. Your product, your way you treat us, the way you respond to things, it all is encompassed in I've unfollowed so many major makers. If I get enough people who really want it in here, I will list some makers. I will list the bad reputation makers that I really dislike, but at this point, I'm not trying to badmouth anybody that doesn't deserve it directly right now, because I'm not, I'm staying in my lane. And I don't buy pins from them anymore. I don't buy their product. I don't, as they say, fuck with them anymore. And so why should I? So another show for another time. And I promised something last show. I realized that now, and that was the tease of my first pin that I'm going to release. So being that I used to work at New Line Cinema in development, and I used to make movies, and I came in right after the good times of Lord of the Rings. Right after they won the Oscar, I started there right after that, and I was there for one of their worst times. But I survived it. I survived the destruction for a while, and then decided I needed to leave on my own. So, but in the meantime, I'm a big fan, and I think New Line Cinema is a cornerstone of my cinema upbringing and understanding of storytelling, and the ability as a independent and upstart studio to come from nothing and be the biggest something you could be and sweep the Oscars like they did, So I love New Line. I want to pay homage to them and my creativity and my past with them, and I will be making a New Line Cinema logo pin, which will have a blood pour feature on top of it, so it'll look like it is basically running blood, but not at the bottom, at the top. So like it's running down the cell frame. As you know, it's the cross cell frame, the diagonal one. But so I'll be doing that. It's definitely going to be hard enamel. It's definitely going to have the cutouts. It's definitely going to have glitter. I'm thinking about doing a glow variant as well, but these things cost money and these things are expensive in the front to start it up, and so I don't quite have that just yet, but I'm getting there, very close. I also need to make the design a little bit better, so we're getting there. But when it happens, I'll let y'all know. I really will, and I'll be excited for it, as I'm sure you know, all my new liners will be too, because I'm going to give all my old new line colleagues one of them. I can't wait to do that more than anything else, is to share that with them. You know, that's the funnest part about making something like that, is sharing it with the people who you already know are going to love it, right? So that's kind of cool. But yeah, communication in your profiles, in your social media, in every facet in which you operate your backing cards, little notes in between included. You know, Pinches, you sent me a nice little note. I really appreciate that, you know, and a nice little discount code too. So I these things go a long way, you know, like same with thumbs with that one, and I got one other, something else here. Rolling Discs and stickers. They sent a postcard, you know. I get all kinds of cool stickers and stuff. These things communicate to me that you're going the extra mile to show me that, like, you know, you're not gonna take me for granted as a consumer or a collector. You value me as I value you and your art. That's what communication is about, especially when it comes to accountability and level of expectation back and forth. So yeah, let's get to the drops then, shall we? So we got some good stuff to look forward to this weekend. I'm sure there'll be some pen drops, but so far this is what I got, right? Black Lodge merch is running low on their Lisa loggers and their Booby Hills. Booby Hills running low too. So if you want one of those, check that out. Speaking of my Ricks yesterday, Wade & Co.'s running low on their Calaxian Rick. They only got about 12 left, so if you wanted one of those, get on that now. And one of the pins that I was on the hunt for the entire last year that I finally got this year, Zigvert released this second variant of Wolvergreen, and it's running low. There's only 8 left. It's got glitter, it's epoxy, soft enamel, it's badass. You must have it if you're a Wolverine fan or a Marvel collector. Let's do coming soons. So next Friday, the Monkey Paw store is releasing this Mystery on Elm Street, which I think is pretty cool. It looks soft enamel. Staring Yeti, who does an amazing Desperado pin that I will showcase soon, is doing this for Tombstone with Doc Holliday. This is going to be an amazing, I think it's going to be a 2-pin set, and that, of course, cup is going to be movable. How exciting will that be, you guys? I mean, I'm really stoked for that. Then Wade & Co. is also releasing this Darth Maul. They're doing pre-orders for this. First 30 pre-order to get a sticker. So get on that if you wanted that. Tattoo Dave is going to release a candy corn Gunter S. Thompson for Halloween. Pretty funny, glow in the dark. Thought those were kind of cool. And then the hot releases. Couples Therapy has released an amazing Doom comic panel piece. However beaten though you may be, you will still live long enough to serve Dr. Doom. How amazing is this? Soft enamel, I believe, is double posted. I'm going to try and trade him for it. Junk Ships released this Mr. DiMartino. Check that out. It's only $6 on sale. Hope 6 released this Happy Meal Crew flash sale. 5 for 15 bucks. 5-pack. Punch It Chewy has released this ice cream cone set, a variant with the Death Star cone for the summer. I believe they're hard enamel and double posted. I got 2 on the way right now. I got both on the way. So this is what I was trying to tease you guys earlier with the treat to go with their Hossicle. The Cavity Colors has released this Puppet Master set they've done again, re-released. So if you missed out the first time, go check that out and get that. I found this pin today, which I loved. Oh, Jamie Elizabeth, this fuck off hard enamel. It's great. Pretty cool. And then Bunsen Bean has released 2 Harry Potters, not 1 but 2 Harry Potter pins today with their Pin Street Shop new Instagram. So check that out if you haven't already. Check out their new Instagram there. But they got a Flourish and Blots, and then they also got a They also got the Ollivanders. So really excited for both of those pins. Can't wait to get them on the list. And then we got a Horror Pin Game shouting out Two Ghouls Press. Here's Ghost Guide. Got this on the way too. Really excited for this to come. Hard Enamel. They do great stuff over at Two Ghouls Press. And then I think that was it. That is all the drops. So I will be taking the weekend off, as I do, and I'll catch you guys back on Monday night stream, where hopefully I will have a smorgasbord of pins planned to review, more things to preview and feature. We'll see what we can come up with for a feature for Monday. We'll see when we can get into shipping next week at some point. Any other topics or requests, questions, concerns, comments, etc., leave them in any way you possible. Leave them in the inbox. Leave me a comment. Send me a message on YouTube. You can find me. I'm there. I usually respond pretty quickly, and I'm always open to a dialogue about the pins. If you have any questions about tonight's pins, I'm hopefully going to answer them in the comments in the coming hours, because it takes forever to upload the videos lately. I don't know why, but hey, it's imperfect technology, so we roll with it, right? Oh, the pin I'm wearing on my hat tonight is also in honor of Father's Day. It is the Mondo Tom Whalen Magneto pin. The ultimate daddy. Other than Vader, of course, but for me in my Marvel world is Magneto. But this is on a LA graffiti hat that I've had for a while, but I thought it looked good together. What else? I think that's all. I'm going to check out the comments here to make sure that we have nobody asking any questions before I dip out. Always takes me a minute to pull this back up again. But I hope you've been enjoying the streams. Like I said, you know, I'm open to all the feedback. I really appreciate all the feedback, all the contributions of advice and you know, the excitement. Everybody who's excited, I'm just as excited as you. So I'm glad I'm helping. I want to continue to help, and I want to continue to, like I said, raise it up. Hey, you too, guys. Take care. Peace.